Well, since our inception, Energy Action has insulated more than 26,000 houses in the Greater Dublin area.
The savings you make are colossal.
I've also done some pilot schemes throughout the country to encourage local employment.
The personal satisfaction in seeing the householder being happy and, satisfied with the work that's been done.
The guys who came to fit it were brilliant. In, out, very accommodating and no mess.
One thing I'll say about Energy Action over the years, it's got a tremendous bunch of people working within it and working for it.
Everybody is talking about the whole energy package now, the energy performance of the house.
It's unbelievable. I don't have to get up first thing in the morning and put the heat on, and the house has a warm feeling about it now.
I've seen hundreds of people's lives have changed, hundreds.
So yes, we see the message getting out there.
Energy Action Home Charity.
It's not a case of worrying about the cost of heating anymore.
At least the programme is some attempt to eradicate fuel poverty by improving or upgrading the energy efficiency of the house.
It's going to get better and better, because at the moment, as we've seen, everybody's trying to save energy and save fuel, so this can only get better.
We've learned so much from the need for education on energy advice and energy efficiency. People most at risk are older people and very young people, especially babies, because they stay in their homes for 24 hours a day.
It's very bad. Do you ever get up and you feel you've got to dress yourself before your shoes hit your feet? That's the way it is.
You're talking about hypothermia, you're talking about heart attacks, you're talking about respiratory diseases and all cold-related illnesses.
The house was cold. When I'd get up first thing in the morning, I'd have to put the heat straight on.
Sometimes we are not aware of it until we actually go to some of the houses. The conditions that some people have to live in, and it just is absolutely frightening.
Dad's health issues. He's very, very bad circulation. His feet and his hands are constantly cold.
It was miserable. The house was freezing. The minute you'd go out the door to the hall or upstairs, it was always cold.
And these people are quiet people, proud people, do not want to sort of highlight, do not even ask for the service. And the more rural you go, the worse the conditions can be. Ultimately, it's costing the state a lot more in medicines, prescriptions, hospital beds. So those things have to be addressed, and we think we are addressing these things by delivering the service locally and also finding out what else is needed.
The fundamentals of Energy Action are the people who work in it and work with it and have done over the years, led in particular by Charlie Rohde, our General Manager. But we've had some tremendous people come through that organisation and some tremendous people provide support to it.
The three prongs is delivering a free insulation service to those most in need, creating employment opportunities for long-term unemployed. In order to give them that opportunity, we have introduced external training qualifications, and this has had a serious knock-on effect, a beneficial effect for the rest of the energy industry as regards setting quality standards.
The aim of the programme is to help long-term unemployed get back, reintegrate into the workforce. And the way we're doing that is we're kind of focusing on one of the few growth sectors in the economy at the minute, which is the energy sector. And we're providing them with training, building energy rating training, energy advice training, installers training, installation installers training, trying to cover the whole gamut basically, so that when they do go for work, whatever it may be, within the sector, that they've a good possibility of achieving that and finding work, You have to make sure that whatever training someone is doing, that it is up to a certain standard and a recognised standard. And to achieve that, we are focusing on FETAC certified courses.
So we could do all the insulation you want, but energy advice is key.
Over the last number of years, we identified a need to have energy awareness training in the homes, particularly the homes of vulnerable customers. We've invested significantly in developing the initial stages of this course and getting FETAC approval and so on. We did approach ESB Customer Supply. They saw the value in working with us to develop this, and they came on board to help us with some of the initial costs of developing the course. So we see the training as being really beneficial and particularly to elderly and vulnerable customers and to their families to help them to improve their comfort levels.
We decided it was time to actually set up a separate energy rating training and consultancy company because it was really more a commercial activity, and put it into a separate company with it, which we've now called IHER Energy Services, IHER standing for Irish Home Energy Rating, the original software that was developed back in '98. Ireland, the building industry has been really slow to take on board in high standards of insulation in design of buildings until very recently.
And what we're actually seeing now is that we have extremely qualified people wish to benefit or participate in our training or reskill themselves, particularly around the whole green environmental area.
The Warmer Home Scheme Community Forum, I suppose, it's been set up now and it's been going for, I suppose, maybe 5-6 years, and it's made up individually of 22 community-based organisations, so we're all delivering a range of insulation measures under the Warmer Home Scheme.
You are the people on the ground, you know your own community, you know the people that are in need, you have easy access to them, and I suppose there is a huge amount of trust involved as well.
The government see this whole retrofit, national retrofit programme as an opportunity to create employment opportunities.
That would be from surveying to energy advice to installers, and you know we would be looking at different areas where we can develop into.
When you go in, you insulate their house, the results are instantaneous. The benefits are instantaneous. These people, their fuel bills are going to go down. Their houses are much warmer. It's uplifting. They've pride in themselves, and we get great satisfaction out of that. It's been a success story.
And the government has put fuel poverty as a priority. So doors have been opened much more so than in the past, and this is very welcome. But there is a need to do a lot more. First pilot we did was in Tory Island in Donegal in 1990, and the theme was we have the service in Dublin, you can have the service here, but you have to deliver it yourselves to create local employment. That's the key.
I'm sure that my community is very happy to see Energy Action Crew on the island today celebrating 21 years.
Well, we were invited back by the King of Tory, Patsy Dan, 21 years after we were here doing the pilot, to see the work that the local project which we helped establish.
21 years ago, headed by Charlie Rorty, coming in here with a few workers to give draft belts on doors and windows to the old people of the houses of the old people.
The reason we came into Tory in the first place was we had the service, Energy Action had the service in Dublin, and we wanted this service to be delivered throughout the country. And so we chose Tory because of the difficulty of access, and we felt if this could be established, a service established in Tory, then it could be delivered anywhere in Ireland. And from there to today, there's 24 community-based projects delivering a local service, creating local employment to the most needy people in Ireland.
We got lucky enough the installation and the roof last year in our house, and I can tell you that was something. The winter before that we spent $1,700, and it was very hard to collect that money to try and keep the house warm, and that money was spent on coal.
There's a vast improvement from the days that we were here in 1990, and there was no transport other than a tractor and with a trailer, and that's how we got around doing the houses. So it's incredible. There is a massive change, and for the better. And I think all credit to the islanders for these changes.
So we're here on the island today, measuring up houses for cavity insulation, attic insulation under the Warmer Home Scheme. We measure up the cavity, see if we can insulate your cavity for you, then we come back at a later date and put the insulation in.
They're also finishing off some insulation in the attic. EGA would carry out the inspections for the quality control in these houses, but when we were over here today, I thought we would just have a check ourselves, just to see how the standards are being kept, and just to make sure that the training that we were given by Energy Action 5 years ago, the lads here, Liam and Francie, just to make sure that the standards, they're working to the same standards that they were trained to, and the standard of the work there is really good.
Really can't afford in this day and age to pay for it, so it's great to have these and themselves warm at the same time. So we're getting a great response all the time, and people are very, very happy with especially when you go back maybe a couple of months later to check up on their work, and they're quite happy that they are saving energy and saving fuel.
Well, I think this island is unique. I mean, the history of this island goes back 5,000 years, and for the people to still remain on an island that's 11 miles off the mainland is incredible. To survive the harsh winters that they experience here, we're unique people. We can take some credit from the fact that fuel poverty has now become a priority for the Irish government in 2009.